Portugal has the most dangerous midfield trio at the 2026 World Cup.
Headed forwards by Manchester United and Bruno Fernandes on his 200th Premier League appearance.
This guy, I'm sorry, Vitinha plays a different sport. It's not the same football. You know when you control the tempo and the rhythm of the game, the way he controls the game.
Spurs are very quick to come out at him, especially Romero. Vitinha, oh, he's done it again. Second time in the game, Vitinha.
Uno de los titulares del equipo, lo mismo que
Is Joao Neves.
Portugal has the most dangerous midfield trio at the 2026 World Cup. Not Spain, not France, not Brazil, not England. Portugal, Joao Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes. Go ahead, name a better trio. I will wait. Because when you actually sit down and think about it, when you look at the quality, the age, the experience, the club form, the international impact, you start to realize that what Portugal has built in the center of their team is something genuinely historic. Something that only comes around once in a generation, and the world has barely noticed yet. Today on Time Grid, we are going to change that. Before we talk about these three players individually, let us talk about what makes a great international midfield trio in the first place. Because it is not just about talent. Every major nation has talented midfielders. It is about balance. It is about how three different players with three different personalities and three different skill sets come together and become something greater than the sum of their parts. A great midfield trio needs a destroyer, someone who wins the ball, breaks up play, and protects the defense. It needs a creator, someone who sees passes nobody else sees, someone who makes the team tick in tight moments. And it needs a leader, someone who carries the team emotionally, who scores in big moments, who opponents genuinely fear. Most international teams have one of these. Some have two. Portugal has all three. And that is exactly why this conversation needs to happen right now before the World Cup begins and the whole world is forced to admit what we are saying today on Time Grid. Let us start with Joao Neves. And let us start here because Joao Neves might be the most important piece of this entire puzzle, even if he is not the most famous name. When Paris Saint-Germain paid big money to bring Joao Neves to one of the most demanding clubs in world football, it was not a gamble. It was a statement. PSG do not spend that kind of money on potential. They spend it on players they believe are already operating at the elite level. And Joao Neves has proven them right every single week. What makes him so special is something that sounds simple but is actually incredibly rare. He makes everything around him cleaner, more controlled. When Joao Neves is on the ball, there is no panic. When Joao Neves is off the ball, he is already in the exact position the team needs him to be. His reading of the game at his age is genuinely frightening. Think about what that means for Portugal at a World Cup. Tournament football is not like club football. In tournament football, the margins are impossibly thin. One mistake in the wrong moment ends your entire campaign. You need players who can control the tempo, who can slow the game down when Portugal need to breathe, who can speed it up the exact moment an opponent shows weakness. Joao Neves does all of that, naturally, instinctively, without even thinking about it. He is the foundation this entire midfield is built on, the engine that runs quietly in the background while everyone else gets the headlines. And at the 2026 World Cup, on the biggest stage in football, that kind of player is absolutely priceless. Here on Time Grid, we do not follow the mainstream narrative. We find the truth, and right now, the truth is that Joao Neves is one of the most underrated players heading into this World Cup. And Portugal are very lucky to have him. Then there is Vitinha. If Joao Neves is the foundation, Vitinha is the electricity running through the entire system. He is the player who connects everything. The player who takes the ball in tight spaces and somehow always finds a way out. The player who makes opposition midfielders look slow, not because he is the fastest man on the pitch, but because his mind works faster than anyone around him. At PSG, Vitinha has developed into one of the most technically complete midfielders in European football. His passing range is exceptional. His movement off the ball creates spaces that other players then exploit. And his ability to maintain possession under intense pressure in the kind of high-stakes moments that destroy average midfielders is something that sets him apart from almost everyone at his position. For Portugal, Vitinha solves a problem that has haunted this national team for years. Portugal have always had attackers. Cristiano Ronaldo defined an entire era. But creating consistent, reliable, intelligent build-up play from midfield, the kind that unlocks deep defenses at a World Cup, that was always the missing piece. Vitinha is that missing piece. When Vitinha plays well, Portugal look like a completely different team. The movement becomes fluid. The passing becomes sharp. The attack gets the ball in dangerous positions instead of having to create something from nothing. He is the reason Portugal can now genuinely threaten teams who park the bus teams who at previous World Cups managed to neutralize Portugal simply by sitting deep and letting Ronaldo try to do everything alone. Those days are over, and Vitinha is a huge reason why. And then there is Bruno Fernandes. Where do you even begin with Bruno Fernandes in a Portugal shirt? This is a player who has carried Manchester United through some of the darkest, most chaotic periods in that club's recent history. A player who scores goals, creates goals, leads by example, plays through injuries, plays through terrible form around him, and somehow keeps producing. Week after week, season after season. For Portugal, Bruno Fernandes is the heartbeat. He is the emotional leader. He is the player opponents spend the most time planning around, because if you let Bruno Fernandes have space and time in the final third, he will absolutely punish you. But here is what changes when Bruno Fernandes plays alongside Joao Neves and Vitinha, and this is the point that most people miss completely. At club level, Bruno Fernandes has often had to do everything: create, score, press, lead, organize. Because the players around him were not always capable of sharing that burden properly. But in this Portugal midfield, he does not have to do everything. Joao Neves handles the defensive work, Vitinha handles the build-up and the connections, and Bruno Fernandes is freed up to do what he does best: arrive in dangerous areas, make final third decisions, score goals and create them at the highest level. A liberated Bruno Fernandes, a Bruno Fernandes who is not exhausted from doing the work of three players, is one of the most dangerous attacking midfielders on the planet. And at the 2026 World Cup, the world is about to find that out. Now put all three of them together and really think about what that means. You have Joao Neves controlling tempo, protecting the defense, winning the ball back immediately, bringing calmness to every single situation. You have Vitinha connecting the lines, creating in tight spaces, building attacks intelligently from deep, making the whole system breathe. You have Bruno Fernandes leading emotionally, arriving in dangerous positions, scoring and creating at the highest level, making opponents genuinely fearful every time the ball comes near him. That is not just a good midfield trio. That is a complete midfield trio. Every single base is covered. Every single requirement of elite tournament football is met. Balance, creativity, leadership, defensive work, attacking threat, it is all there. Now genuinely, honestly name a better international midfield trio going into this World Cup. Spain have quality but lack the attacking punch Bruno brings. France have Tchouaméni and Camavinga but no genuine creator at Bruno's level. England's midfield has been a problem for years. Brazil are rebuilding. Argentina's midfield has serious questions around it without De Paul at his best. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has what Portugal has in the centre of their team right now. Here on Time Grid, we do not make claims we cannot back up. And this claim, Portugal's midfield is the best in the world right now, we will back it up against anyone. The 2026 World Cup is coming, the biggest tournament on earth, the stage where legends are made and legacies are defined. And Portugal are walking into that tournament with Joao Neves, Vitinha and Bruno Fernandes in their midfield. Three players, three completely different profiles. Three players who together cover every single thing a World Cup winning team needs from its midfield. The conversation about Portugal's 2026 World Cup chances should not be about whether they can go deep. It should be about whether anyone can actually stop them. Because right now, looking at that midfield, I genuinely do not know who can. So I am asking you directly. Drop it in the comments right now and let the Time Grid community decide name a better international midfield trio than Portugal's going into the 26 World Cup. Prove me wrong, because from where we are standing you cannot. And if you are new here, welcome to Time Grid. Subscribe, because this is just the beginning.